Almost in May, right? Which means we're just weeks away from schools across the country letting out for summer break. Now, whether you've got some young adults coming back from college or little kiddos about to spend a lot more time at home, the adjustment, it can be tricky. Joining us right now is Kim Muench, founder of Real Life Parent Guide. Good morning to you, Kim.
Good morning, Cleo. I'm so excited to have this conversation with you.
Oh,
Now
I'm
is the
sure
time
you
to be.
I'm sure you are. Listen, how can parents effectively set maybe some light boundaries while still allowing for the fun and the exploration during summer break?
Yes, I think balance is really key here. I think that, first of all, as someone who has 5 kids over an 18-year span, I have lived this for many summers, and summer can put a lot of fear in parents, right? There's all this extra time and they don't know what to do. Parents, I want to advise you to do 2 things. One, get organized and think about this a little bit ahead of time. Take a morning to, give yourself a little break, go to a coffee shop and kind of think a little bit about what you want the summer to be. You want it to be a mix of structured activities, maybe some camps in the morning a couple days a week to have kind of a rhythm and a routine going with no matter what age your kids are. You want them to have some kind of a structure because kids thrive in that kind of environment. So some kind of a structure, and then absolutely you need to build in some downtime, right? It's too expensive to have them in structured camps and things all the time. So you have to be able to
Yeah.
balance the structure with the free time.
Yeah, Kim, speaking of structure, as families embark upon the vacations or the staycations, how do you kind of have the fun, keep the structure, and then sometimes you've got little ones or, grandparents that are like, hey, it's Friday, it's summer, they can stay up till 10, 11 o'clock at night. Like, what do you say to all those things?
Okay, first of all, to the one thing that I would say, just as you're talking about bedtime and they can stay up and whatnot, is I'm going to go back to kids thrive on routine, and we
Hmm.
all know that when our kids don't get enough sleep, that is the one thing that as a parent, no matter what age, you want to like hold sacred is that kind of bedtime. I'm not saying you can never deviate from it, but the more you deviate, the bigger the issue is going to be. So bedtime would be kind of sacred to me as far as I'm concerned because it sets up the day for
Yeah.
everybody else's mood the next day. And then really looking at your kids' ages and making a decision about their personalities and their temperaments. It is hard for moms and dads to balance this time out, but we want to be able to create some memories and also let them have some downtime and let them be bored. It's okay.
Yeah, those are those are some great tips in terms of balancing the structure. Let's talk about open conversation. Kim, you've got some older kiddos. What do you say for parents that maybe have some older kiddos, some college students who are coming back home?
Yes, I'm going to tell you your presence is important,
Yeah.
meaning that being around is important, but not necessarily intrusive. So, not a lot of questions. Allow them the space to talk to you. Don't get nervous if there's too much silence. It's really important that parents understand at this stage of the game, when you've got teenagers and emerging adults living at home, listen more than you talk.
Listen more than you talk. I even think that applies to my 1-year-old. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
that's
They don't like to see you on the phone, none of that. Yes. Kim, thank you so much for joining us. Can you share how people can reach you before we go?
Sure. They can see me at my website, reallifeparentguide.com.
All right, Kim, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Great topic.